This video goes over the skills learned and developed in Photoshop and Premiere Pro while making my product for digital tech. This video also serves as a guide on how to use and utilize these tips and tricks that I have found while making my product.
When you're making selections using the selection tools, for example, in this case we are using the quick selection tool, once you have made your selection, and in this case we've selected a bit more than we would have liked to if we just want to select this island. So what we can do is we can hold Alt to remove some of the selection we have just made to decrease the overall size. And to add more to the selection, we hold Shift and add more to the selection. In this case we don't want to, so we're going to Control Z. And once you've made your selection, you can do Control Shift I to select everything in the image except the part that you've selected. So for example, a good use for this is if just say you wanted to delete everything except this island. So you've selected this island, Control Shift I think for inverse, and delete. And it will delete everything except for the island. Another tip is once you've made your selection and want to deselect or get out of the selection, Control D to end the selection.
So why and how do you rasterize an image in Photoshop? You want to rasterize an image in Photoshop so you're able to convert a layer, for example this shape layer or fill layer, which is different as you can tell by the icon, into a normal layer so you can edit it, like go into the blending options and add blending options like a normal layer. So to convert or rasterize a layer that is not a regular layer, for example this shape layer, you right click, then rasterize layer. The icon will disappear and this is now a fully rasterized layer. Now you can go into blending options and add stuff like a border, stroke, you can add borders, stuff like that. How to simply and easily change the color of any layer or image in Photoshop. We've got the sphere here, we're on the layer, Control U brings us the Hue and Saturation tab, and by changing the hue we can change the color of the sphere. This works with any image. You can change the saturation and lightness in here as well.
A big thing that deters many people away from using Adobe Premiere Pro and other graphic editing softwares is the clutterness and the amount of stuff on your screen. This can make many people confused, but in Adobe Premiere Pro it is almost necessary to customize and navigate your workspace easier. To do this, go to the black lines between the different tabs you have here, and you can shrink and enlarge them as you choose. Remember, each tab will save your settings. So for editing, I might enlarge my effect controls window because maybe what I want to be editing in the editing tab. In the audio, I'll enlarge the mixer here, so I'll be able to access this with better ease. And then in the effects tab, I will enlarge the effects over here so I can search and implement more effects into my videos with relative ease. Exporting and saving your final product in Premiere Pro is different from other sources and softwares. For example, Microsoft Word, you just click Save As and save it as a Word document. With Premiere Pro, to save and convert your finished sequence or product, you have to click Export and then go to Media. In Media, you have the export settings, which allow you to choose the file format, the preset, and the output name and path and source. Using and adding color mattes in Premiere Pro is extremely easy. All you have to do is go to File, New, and Color Matte. Accept these values and choose a color for your color matte. In this case, we are going to choose red. We are going to call it red. So what a color matte does is when you drag the color matte into your sequence, you can first extend it, and basically what it is it is a flat block of color. Uses for this flat block of color or color mat include using it as a border. So for example, if you put it under a video, as we've done here, and then go to the video by double clicking it here and shrinking it. Now that, go to here, to the video, double click it, and then shrink it with the handles. We can use the color mat as a border or background. If we didn't have the color mat, the background would be the regular default black of Premiere Pro. You can also play around with the color mat by putting it on top, decreasing the size of it itself, so using it to create shapes